Hello, and welcome to the 2020 Senior Award Ceremony. My name is Haley Hazen, Student Council Vice President. Clearly, this year is like none other in living memory. To our viewing audience, I want to start out by thanking all the donors and school personnel who have given their time and resources to helping us with our future endeavors. I want to thank all the teachers who have helped shape who we are today. And I especially want to thank all the parents and grandparents who have sacrificed so much for each of us. Lastly, to my fellow classmates, this isn't the way it should be. We should be sitting next to each other at our school, celebrating each other as our names are read. We should be able to see for ourselves the look of surprise or shock when someone wins a scholarship they were certain was going to go to someone else. In many ways, this is the year of should-haves. However, I vow that I will still celebrate each of you when your name is read, even if it is from my living room. I will still smile and feel grateful for what I do have. And most importantly, I am so proud to have gotten to know all of you, and that I am a member of the class of 2020. Now presenting the next several scholarships. School Counselor, Miss Caitlin Wilson.
Anne Rotramel valued education and wanted to encourage others to pursue educational opportunities. Anne left a sum of money to New Ulm High School in order to help graduating seniors further their education at a post-secondary institution. This year's recipients are Caitlin Tedesco, Abigail Vogus, and Elizabeth Wilfert. P.E.O. Philanthropic Education Organization is a local, state, national, and international women's organization with the mission to celebrate the advancement of women, to educate women through scholarships, grants, and loans, and to motivate women to achieve their highest aspirations. This scholarship recognizes young women who exhibit excellence in extracurricular activities, leadership, academics, and/or community, volunteer, or work service. This year's recipient is Malia Wagner. Big Ideas is a community-based organization developed to support students in their pursuit of careers within trade and industry. This scholarship will help a student either enter the workforce and provide needed resources to assist in the transition, or to assist in the expenses associated with vocation programming necessary to enter the trades and industry in the future. This year's recipient is Jacob Bertrang. Cecile McLaughlin devoted many years to New Ulm High School students. Miss McLaughlin served as senior high librarian for many years. Her family wishes to continue the memory of what she stood for by offering a scholarship in her name. I am pleased to announce this year's recipient of the Cecile McLaughlin Scholarship, Rachel Hohensee. The class of 1975 created this scholarship due to COVID-19. Members of this class banded together to help the future generation. Led by Perry Wieland and Susan Roiger, the class was able to generate $2,000. They awarding two $1,000 scholarships to this year's seniors. This year's recipients are Emily Apple and Nolan Drill. Kurt Frank owned a successful construction company in Fairfax, Minnesota, and was known to most as the singing carpenter because he sang while he worked. Kurt strongly believed that the trades played an important role in today's society and wanted to see young adults learn these important skills. This year's recipient is Tegan Kahn. Dan Filzen was a 1982 New Ulm High School graduate who was a football and track athlete. The Daniel Patrick Filzen Human Spirit Scholarship was established by Dan's friends, family, and co-workers to honor his memory. Dan was a friend to everyone. He made you feel respected, appreciated, and important. This year's recipients are David Peterson and Sarah Runk. Diane was a graduate at New Ulm High School and enjoyed her career in chemistry. When she knew that her life was going to be cut short by cancer, she arranged for this scholarship to be funded from her estate so she could help others in their education. This year's recipients are Haley Hazen, Lauren Magus, and Haley Messenger. The Don Potter Scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who is enrolled in agriculture courses, is a member of FFA, maintains a 2.2 GPA, and is pursuing a career in agriculture or agribusiness in the 5-state area. This year's recipient is Colby Weniger. The Edward M. Ozias Award is a $1,000 scholarship given each year to a senior student that has shown outstanding involvement in industrial technology courses here at Ulm High School and plans to further their education in a related field at a post-secondary institution. This year's recipient is Russell Hellendrung. Now presenting the next several scholarships, School Counselor Ryan Zemer.
Evelyn and Walt Kockeritz moved to New Ulm in 1959. Evelyn was a former school teacher, having spent 18 years teaching in a country school located in western Minnesota. Her love for her students was ever present, and her appreciation for education remained a cornerstone for her beliefs and values. Walt Kockeritz entered the insurance and real estate business in New Ulm in 1959 and devoted over 30 years to his career. Walt passed away in 2010 and Ev in 2011. Before their deaths, they endowed a scholarship fund to create a scholarship to be given each year in the amount of $500. One to be awarded to a student entering the teaching profession and one to be awarded to a student entering the business field. This year's recipients are Malia Wagner for the Evelyn Kockeritz and Olivia Owens for the Walter Kockeritz. The Frank Stuckey Memorial Scholarship recognizes a student of agriculture and FFA membership considered to be an outstanding young person. This award should be used for those things in life that are necessary for life for a young person. This year's recipient of the Frank Stuckey Ag Student Recognition Award is Katrina Vogel. The Fritz Burnett Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a graduating New Ulm High School senior who is a good athlete, student, and citizen in the school and community. This year's recipient is Brandon Ocampo. Ingrid Liedman worked as an English teacher for New Ulm Public Schools for 35 years and retired in 2007. And many of her students remember her for being a formidable force who has always demanded excellence from her students to master language arts. A sincere demonstration of Ingrid's generosity and desire to help and encourage students, this is a scholarship established in her name. There is no application, no essay, no letters of recommendation. Instead, this scholarship goes to the student who solely, based on the opinions of the New Ulm English Department, demonstrates the passion for language arts. This year's recipient is Avery Wenninger. The ISD 88 Foundation was started 7 years ago in order to enhance and support the important work of our school district's educators, the students of New Ulm Public Schools. The foundation has added another way in which to give back, and with that, a scholarship to a deserving senior. The ISD 88 Foundation Scholarship is awarded to Noelle Forstner. Jake Landsteiner was a 1998 graduate of New Ulm High School. He attended St. Olaf College and played football for 4 years and received a degree in education. Jake was dedicated to teaching and coaching high school athletics. He died on January 2nd, 2019. Jake's family decided to continue his memory with the Steiner Strong Scholarship. Being Steiner Strong is more than just physical strength. It's a lifelong commitment to serving your family, your friends, teammates, and those in need. This year's recipient is Molly Scheid. The Jason Scott Waldner Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a student who plans on attending a post-secondary institution and continuing their education in the area of music, art, theater, or a related field. Jason was a multi-sport athlete, Eagle Scout, and had a passion for fine arts. He even believed it was his calling. His family wishes to continue the memory of what Jason stood for by offering a scholarship in his name. This year's recipient of the Jason Scott Waldner Memorial Scholarship is Ethan O'Connor. The Jim Zetah Memorial Scholarship was established in 2002 as a memorial to Jim. Jim was a counselor at New Ulm High School for 25 years. He was active as a volunteer in many different organizations. Jim fought cancer most of his adult life and died in February of 2002. Marley Zetah was an OB nurse at the New Ulm Hospital, and all 4 children graduated from New Ulm High School. I am pleased to announce this year's recipient, Leah Preisinger. Kathleen Bartle graduated from New Ulm High School in 1942 and married Dr. Harvey O'Phelan. Dr. O'Phelan established a scholarship in memory of his wife to be awarded to a New Ulm High School graduate. The students should be in good academic standing and involved in extracurricular activities. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient, Morgan Delorier. A sincere demonstration of Mr. Liedman's generosity and desire to help and encourage students, this is one scholarship that goes to a student who solely based on the observation and the opinion of the New Ulm High School Social Studies Department demonstrates a true passion for social studies. This year's recipient, Patrick Leonard. In 2004, a scholarship was created to celebrate Mary's love and service in education by her husband, Red, and her daughters, Mary Beth and Sarah. Mary was a 1948 graduate from New Ulm High School. She taught home economics at both New Ulm Junior and Senior High School until her retirement in 1993. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the Mary Green Wyczawski Scholarship, Molly Scheid. Now presenting the next several scholarships, Assistant Principal, Mr. Troy Gensel.
Thank you, Ryan. Mickey Wilfert graduated from New Ulm Senior High School in 1994. He was in his first semester at Hutchinson Technical College pursuing a career in audio technology when he was killed by an armed robber on November 17, 1994, while working at George's Food and Fuel in Hutchinson. His family wishes to remember him for his love of music and the audio aspects connected with his music. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the Mickey Wilfert Memorial Scholarship, Sarah Runk. Mike Weber was a 1996 graduate of New Ulm High School. He was killed in a motor vehicle accident on October 31st, 1998. Mike enjoyed working on cars, trucks, and especially his snowmobile. He had planned to attend school to learn more about mechanics of his vehicles. This year's recipient of the Mike Weber Memorial Scholarship is Brian Longton. The New Ulm Area Foundation was established over 30 years ago and has prospered through the large contribution by New Ulm families such as the Thompson and Mickelson families. The foundation continues to prosper through community donations, big and small, from families and businesses. These endowments funds have grown, and earnings from these assets make it possible for the foundation to grant to its focus areas of arts, education, economic development, and historic preservation. Our focus on education is what brings us here today and allows us to present scholarships to seniors at all 4 high schools in New Ulm. This year's recipients are Brenna Barstead and Rachel Hohensee. New Ulm Autofest was founded in 2000 by a group of car enthusiasts with the intent of sharing their passion with the community. This year, for our 20th anniversary, we have chosen to start the New Ulm Autofest Automotive Scholarship. We hope that this scholarship helps further the passion of the next generation of automotive enthusiasts. We received 2 very qualified applicants and decided to award both of them a $500 scholarship to assist with their educational expenses in post-secondary courses related to the automotive industry. The New Ulm Autofest Club congratulates Carter Brandis and Brian Longton as this year's recipients and best wishes to the entire graduating class of 2020. The New Ulm FFA Scholarship is awarded to FFA members who went above and beyond during their FFA career. The scholarship will help the recipients further their education to pursue a future career in agriculture. This year's recipients are Russell Hellendrung and Katrina Vogel. The New Ulm Music Booster Scholarship is an annual scholarship presented by the Music Boosters organization to a senior currently involved in the band or choir program at New Ulm High School. The student must be a leader within the program and have a positive attitude. This year's recipients of the New Ulm Music Booster Scholarship are Sarah Runk and Ellie Wilker. Randall E. Kroening was a 1963 graduate of New Ulm High School. Randy was a third-generation descendant of German immigrants. He was a veteran of the Vietnam War and earned both his baccalaureate degree and his Juris Doctorate from the University of Minnesota. Those that knew him best describe him as a brilliant man with a never-waning sense of humor who held all the knowledge in the highest esteem. This year's recipients are Russell Hellendrung for a 2-year college and Allie Steffensmeyer for a 4-year college. Nick was just finishing the mile run for Phi Ed class here at New Ulm High School when he suffered an asthma attack. Surrounded by his classmates, Nick passed away. Because of Nick's dream to one day become a police officer, his mom Nancy created this scholarship for a senior who plans to attend a college and pursue a degree in law enforcement, so in turn they may serve and protect in Nick's honor. This year's recipient is Josh Liebel. Nuvera is honored to present the Nuvera R.T. Rodenberg Memorial Scholarship to a member of the graduating class of 2020. Nuvera is a leading regional communications company dedicated to providing the highest level of information and communication technology in the industry. R.T. Rodenberg, a retired director of Nuvera and former chairman of our board of directors, had a strong belief that furthering one's education was key to success. With that in mind, Nuvera, in memory of Richard T. Rodenberg, is pleased to present a $500 scholarship in recognition of academic excellence and community involvement to Ethan O'Connor and Jordan Peterson. Otis Luce valued education and wanted to encourage others to pursue educational opportunities. He graduated from New Ulm High School in 1937 and attended Macalester College and was a 3-sport athlete. His career at Macalester was cut short by World War II, where he served as a bomber pilot based in England with missions to Germany. He later finished his accounting degree at Mankato State University and served as a Brown County auditor and administrator for many years. His family has set up this scholarship in their father's name to help graduating seniors further their education at a post-secondary institution. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient, Madison Roos. The purpose of the Renaissance Scholarship is to finance or aid in financing the education at an accredited post-secondary institution for graduates of New Ulm High School in New Ulm, Minnesota. This year's recipient of the Renaissance Scholarship are Rachel Hohensee and Leah Preisinger. Now presenting the next several scholarships, high school principal Mark Bergman.
Thank you, Mr. Gensel. Thank you, Mr. Ziemer, and thank you, Ms. Wilson. First, I'd like to say I'm proud of the class of 2020. Obviously, this is not what we wanted for you, but we do want to say we're proud, and we wish you the best of luck. The Robert E. Jensen Humanitarian Scholarship is to be awarded to senior student excelling in literature, English studies, art, or theater. Robert Jensen was a teacher in this high school who taught English for 31 years. He had a passion for literature and helped many students improve their language skills in preparation for college. He was also interested and knowledgeable about art and had an extensive personal art collection. Because he valued education, he established this scholarship to encourage excellence in these fields and to encourage a student to develop his or her talents in college setting. This year's recipient is Elizabeth Wilfert. The Robert F. and Frank Neiman Scholarship was established to encourage young people with a desire to continue their education in engineering. The student must be in the top third of their class, have good character and citizenship. This year's recipient is Megan Davey. Ruth Wold was a nurse for many years at the Newell Medical Clinic, where she continued to volunteer her time. The Ruth Wold Nursing Scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior pursuing a career in nursing. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient, Rachel Hohensee. Tim Sullivan and Steve Seaman attended Newham High School and graduated together in the class of 1968. At age 19, they were both killed in the action in Vietnam. They died a few weeks apart in April and May of 1970. Selflessly and as quiet heroes, this scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who was given time selflessly to the community or family in a heroic way and demonstrate great heart. This year's recipient is Caitlin Tedesco. Steve was a 1965 graduate of Newham High School. He lived to the fullest and woke up each day with a positive attitude. He passed away in October of 2002 from a 10-month battle with brain cancer. Throughout his life, he volunteered many hours for the schools and for the kids within the community. He valued the importance of education, and that is why our family created this scholarship that will help students to further their education beyond high school. He believed that true education comes from well-rounded individuals. That is why we have chosen recipients who excel in academics, community service, and other activities. This year's recipients are Haley Liebel, Kay Risdahl, and Abigail Vogus. The Cowing family created the Tech Trends Scholarship in 2018 with the hope it continues annually. They felt it should be awarded to a student with strong skills who would be going into a hands-on trade. This year's recipient are Brody Bolden and Jordan Mackey. The Theodore Schonlow Scholarship was set up in 2004 to acknowledge a graduating senior who exemplified strong academic promise and good citizenship. This year's winner of the Theodore Schonlow Scholarship is Megan Kelly. The Upper Midwest Management Scholarship is sponsored by Jim Thomas, president of the Upper Midwest Management Corporation. To be eligible, students must be pursuing a degree in the field of agriculture or natural resources. This year's recipient is Katrina Vogel and Abigail Bogus. The Physicians Group of New Ulm Scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who is pursuing a career in a healthcare-related field and must demonstrate a positive attitude towards education. This year's recipients of the Physicians Group of New Ulm Scholarship are Haley Hazen, Rachel Hohensee, Lauren Magus, and Nora Winchell. Sally Goldrich was a previous superintendent's office assistant for many years. When she passed away in 2003, she made arrangements for an annual scholarship to be given to a graduating senior or multiple seniors from New Ulm High School planning to attend a post-secondary institution. This year's recipients are Cole Backer, Bethany Jansen, Carter Lang, Faith Knockreiner, Dan Rosenhammer, Kay Risdahl, Molly Scheid, Caitlin Tedesco, and Nora Winchell. The Community and Alumni Scholarship was started in 2018 with the class of 1957 providing the genesis of the project. The primary reason for the Community and Alumni Scholarship was to offer more scholarships to the many deserving students we have at Newham High School. There's an opportunity for community members who are unable to give their own scholarship to participate in a community-based scholarship program. This year's recipients are Cole Backer, Logan Bendix, Brody Bolden, David Bodie, Russell Hellingdrum, Jolie Hoffman, Paige Hoffman, Tegan Com, Megan Kelly, Zach Lund, Brandon Ocampo, Hannah Osborne, Wayne Roberts, Dan Rosenhammer, Katrina Vogel, Ellie Wilker, and Seth Urich. Now presenting our final award of the ceremony is our Student Council Vice President, Haley Hazen.
The Student-to-Student Appreciation Award was created to honor a high school senior by their peers. The recipient is not chosen from an applicant pool, but is selected by the senior members on the Student Council. The award is a small token of thanks from the senior class to the individual for sharing their qualities with us through the years. The award recognizes the simple things the student does to add to the overall quality of their class and school. The recipient of the Student-to-Student Appreciation Award should encompass the following qualities: possess good moral fiber, be hardworking, demonstrate school spirit, motivate their classmates, be respectful of their peers, faculty, and the subject matter taught at Ulm Public High School. Lastly, and possibly most importantly, they should be a friend to the members of their class. Ellie Wilker and Wayne Roberts, you encompass all of these great characteristics. Your unique qualities have made school much more enjoyable for us throughout the years. We wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. The Class of 2020. This concludes the 2020 Senior Award Ceremony. Again, I want to take a moment to thank all the donors for making this night possible. I want to congratulate my fellow classmates on all their hard work and accomplishments. If you won an award, you will be receiving a letter in the mail. Thanks, and go Eagles!